Hello my friends, welcome back. Sorry I missed you on Sunday. Last week was absolutely crazy and hectic for me, more so than I expected. So Sunday upload didn't happen, sorry about that. But I definitely owe you guys a little update on the van, on what I did off camera. Although I didn't make quite as much progress this last week as I did in the first week. A lot of that had to do with waiting on certain parts to complete things, and that's like honestly that's always my biggest frustration when I'm building a van is when I'm just waiting on something because I can't do something else before I get the one thing and finish that. If you've ever built a van, I'm sure you can relate to that. This is the thing that held me up for days while I was waiting for it. The holiday weekend totally screwed up shipping, so it took me like a whole week to get this. If you're like, what is that? This is an outside water fill. It's got a little lockbox on it. I can't do this one-handed, guys. Hang on. Oh, the struggle. Okay. How about that? There we go. Okay. So this has a gravity, oh boy. Gravity fill, and then a hookup for city water. So this will be a little port for her to fill up her water from the outside, so she's not like spraying a hose inside her van and getting things wet. Here's a little sneak peek of the van since the last time I showed you. Probably looks a little different, especially because of the ceiling. How good does this look, guys? It's like this rustic gray. I am so in love with it. It's unlike anything we put in a van before, and I think it looks so good. Obviously not complete. Obviously don't have insulation on this side yet. We've got some there, and then we've got some like just really trying to scrape over here. I put this side of the bench in last week. Built it, painted it, oh my gosh. Painted it, and then put it in. So I built this cover for the wheel well, which is obviously a trapezoid. You guys, all of the angles required to do this, kind of a headache. But it was important to me to save the space and not just make a big rectangle, and then there would be a lot of wasted space in this bench. We've got all kinds of wires coming out here because this is going to be, hello wool, this is going to be the electrical compartment. So this will be a U bench. That's why this is sticking out here, because this is going to be a support for the other part of the bench. Now the reason that I needed to wait on that water fill is because obviously it has to come out somewhere in here because my water tank will be sitting on this side. So I couldn't put this bench in until I had that hole cut to run the water fill lines. I do have the other bench built, at least in components. Hello. So it'll be the same. And then once I have those two in, then I'll build like this back part, but I'm trying to keep all of this open. So we'll basically have plumbing here that will run boop over here through the closet down on the floor somewhere to the shower. And then it'll also go this way to the kitchen sink. Also didn't tell you guys that I installed this. Well, I told you at the end of the last video that that was like my next step. So I did do that. It's totally in and it looks so good. I feel like it just like is a world of difference once you put this little outside trim on. It's like, whoa, that looks like a real thing. I also have, this is not trimmed yet, but this is a 12-volt evaporative cooling unit. It's called Frezair. It's dope. I also, is upholstered the right word? I'm not sure if that counts as upholstery, but I laid this black fabric along the outside of the frame so that it looks nice and finished off and you don't have that clunky looking white metal with big holes in it. And then I did the same around this door. Sorry, there's weird backlighting. Sorry, there's tape hanging here. But that covers all of this, so it'll be nice and trimmed off, and then there'll be a trim piece here as well. And then I believe last week I already showed you guys the shower framing. So that's like mostly done until I actually start focusing on the shower. This insulation didn't like being in the roof, I guess, so I'm gonna have to put him back in his place. I'm at the stage of the build where I have like 7 different projects going on at once, and you kind of bounce between different things. That's like honestly frustrating for me, but it's kind of necessary because sometimes you have to finish something or finish part of something to do something else, and then you gotta go back to it to finish off. It's kind of annoying because my brain wants to do like one thing at a time and finish it, but it doesn't work that way. So I have like part of the ceiling up, obviously, but I'm not gonna put the rest of it up until I have the closet figured out here. For several reasons, whatever, not getting into it. I think basically what I'm gonna do right now is trace out where I wanna put that water fill and get that done, because like I said, once I get that done, then I can get this other bench in, and then I can finish the bench, and then I can start the plumbing, which is very exciting. On a complete side note, I love these boots, but they're the squeakiest boots in the world. Okay, you ready for this? Oh, they're not actually squeaking right now. Are you kidding me? Oh, there we go. Okay, pulling myself together, getting this done. All right, guys, here we go. So I had to take some insulation out from right here, and actually had to take a furring strip out, but I could just zip that back in. So, yeah, first hole going through the side of the van. Does that make anybody nervous? Are you nervous? It doesn't make me nervous, but I'm sure there's people out there that are like, oh my god. Don't worry, I know what I'm doing. Boom. Well, folks, we put a hole right there. Is the reveal. I mean, not like you can't already see this hole, but it really looks different when you take the tape off. 20 layers of tape here. Still going. Still going. Okay, there we go. I did a little bit of rust prevention around the edges on the bare metal, and test fitted this guy. Fits like a glove. Amazing. So all I really need to do now is get it put on there. So guys, I'm trying to do things one-handed. It's so hard. So you can see that it's got little holes for screws. So once you put it in there, I'll just pre-drill some holes for the screws, zip it on in. I've got some handy dandy butyl tape. What did I just remind myself of? Blue's Clues? Is it he the one that's a handy dandy notebook? Is that Blue's Clues? Am I crazy? I don't think so. So off topic. So I'm gonna be putting this butyl tape around the edges, like not like that, but can't do anything one-handed, so you get the idea. I'm gonna do that, zipper on in, and then probably seal around the edges one more time. Alright, so butyl tape is all around the back here. I gotta, well, I was gonna say test fit it. I've already test fitted it, but I'm just gonna put it in. Duh. Perfect. It's pretty darn good to me. Yep. She's a winner. Oh boy, come on. Don't do this to me. Okay. Now I gotta pre-drill these holes. Rookie mistake. I used this big drill bit to make room for the jigsaw blade, but there was kill mat on the other side of the van. So it has a bunch of like, well, kill mat material, the like black sticky stuff. I have to clean this drill bit. I'm gonna have to clean this drill bit too. Yay. Where is my impact driver? All right, let's do this. Don't want to over tighten it. Yep, and so I can tell that the butyl tape is completely squished up against here. Alrighty folks, we did it. I'm just kidding. I did it. Oh my gosh. You guys, going a little bit crazy being alone here. Just a little bit. So obviously one of the nice things about this one is that it has a lock. So, excuse me, what's in the way? There we go. So it locks so that nobody can get into it and poison your water tanks. Just kidding. I don't imagine that would happen. But anyway, nice and secure. So you have to have the key to get it open, and then got your gravity fill and city water hookup. So here's what she looks like from the inside. So this is the gravity fill, this is the city water. So I'll need to do the plumbing hookups on these and run the hoses. And then cut the holes for those hoses in the bench. I use my fingers and my hands so much. Basically, it's like if you're looking at this side, like the hose will be coming out here, so I'll have to, like, you know, put a hole there. So just to give you guys an idea of what this will be like, this is the gravity fill. This has got this funky looking hose, but this is actually a very typical RV freshwater fill, 1 1/4 inches, because this is just a barb fitting here. So I've got my hose clamp. That will obviously be tightened up there. And then this is a 1/2 inch threaded, so I'll have a threading on there, and it's actually going to be attached to flexible hose because where the city water will tap into the plumbing system, it will also be flexible at that point. I'm going to get started on this soon, but I got a pretty late start today because I had to run a bunch of errands this morning, so it's already roughly dinner time. So I'm going to take a break and make myself some food before I get back to this because I don't like eating late, so I'm just going to take a break, eat, and then I'll come back to it, or I won't, and I'll do it tomorrow. We'll see. Well, after that lovely dinner and cleaning all of it up, that part wasn't fun. I think I need to call it a night because it's actually pretty late, so I have a little bit of cleanup to do. Actually, if I'm being honest, I have a lot of cleanup to do. The shop is not in the best state, but I'm not sure I have the energy to do it tonight, so I'm going to sign off for tonight, and I'll pick you guys back up in the morning, and we're gonna get some benches in. So good. Having a nice little cup of matcha this morning. I got a good night's sleep and I'm excited to make some progress on the van today. I have something very exciting to tell you guys that I totally forgot to tell you yesterday, but my van is getting delivered today. I'm so excited. So just because it's getting delivered today does not necessarily mean that I'm going to have it today, because it actually will need to be in the shop for a couple weeks getting some things done that I'm very excited about. But it'll be here in San Diego. I get to go look at it. I'm so thrilled. Like I don't think I can even fully express it. Take a few minutes to enjoy this, sit down, answer some emails, then we're gonna get to work. Checking in. I'm a mess. I'm covered in sawdust. I'm sweaty. It's gross. I have been cutting out components for the benches all day long. The shop is so sawdusty, which is like one of my biggest pet peeves, but there's really nothing I can do about it. Also, you wanna know the most ridiculous thing in the world? I don't have like a shop-sized broom. Where's my broom? Hang on, let me show you how ridiculous this is. Okay, literally, this tiny broom, can you see how tiny this is? Like comes up to my waist, barely. This is the broom that I have. This is a van-sized broom. I also have a van-sized vacuum. I have a little tiny handheld Dyson. I know you're probably like, just go get a big broom and a shop vac. But I'm only here for like 4 months, so I don't know. I'm like weary of going and buying things that I'm only gonna use for a few months. My sawdust rant is over. I'm gonna show you guys all the pieces that I've cut out and what they're for. These funky looking pieces here are gonna be corners of the benches. So let me just show you, because it might be hard to visualize. Really wanna utilize all of this space, so these fit in the corner there, so that we're not just squared off and losing all of this space here. We're actually utilizing that. So that's what these are for. These are all of the bench lids. These will go right behind them. The hinge will be on one part of that and then the other part of this. So all of these have handles on them. Pretty self-explanatory. And then this is gonna be the back part of the U-bench, the face of it. And then these are just a bunch of random pieces that basically need to go in different places for support. Mostly just support and lids and things to finish off the benches here. So, ooh, sawdust. We have the freshwater line coming through here. This will be the city water line. And then these actually go, these are from the Fresair. This thing up here, that's an evaporative cooling unit. So those lines run down here, come out here, so they will tap directly into the water tank. And then, yeah, then I'm gonna have to start figuring out all the plumbing. So it's actually already pretty late in the day. I've been working on this stuff all day long. Really determined to get it done tonight, but we'll see, because I have sanded everything. I do have to paint it all, and there's a lot of, obviously, wait time waiting for paint to dry. So we'll see if that happens. I feel like I need a little bit of a break, so I'm gonna go on a run, and then I'm thinking it might be a late night. I'm gonna be here trying to get these benches done if possible. So this feels kind of like a good spot to end things. This video is probably already way longer than I thought it was gonna be. So, oh well, maybe that makes up for missing last week's upload. So if you guys have watched until the very end of the video, thank you so much. You're a real one. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Why did that sound weird? Long day, going crazy, don't mind me. I appreciate you guys. All right guys, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next week. Oh, hang on, shameless plug. If you want to go follow my Instagram, I've been posting a lot more frequent updates of what I'm doing on a day-to-day basis on these builds. So if you don't want to wait a whole week, you can go follow me on Instagram at JustKenzie. Bye guys.